How are you?
I'm very well, thank
I'm
you.
well,
How are
too.
you? Good. Glad to hear it.
Yeah, we're both talking at the same time.
Simultaneously speaking.
That saves time. You answer, I'll ask at the same time.
Okay.
We'll get this over with in like 30 seconds.
Great.
Set a new record. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Am I here? Am I on an airplane? Are you my hot fudge sundae? I just got off an airplane from France, and I ate so much junk food on those flights because they serve you cookies and ice cream and all
you
stuff.
were obviously in a good section of the plane.
I was in a good section of the airplane.
Yeah, that happens. There are other
Sometimes you have
sections
to-
where nothing happens, you know. I'm serious. I've known. So you went to France, is that right?
I did go to France, and once again, despite the fact that I majored in French and I feel pretty familiar and comfortable with the culture, I committed an incredible faux pas, and that's even a double entendre, because faux pas means misstep. I did something that I'm going to have to live with now and try to live down. I presented my feet to a gentleman who is a family friend, and in France, when you give someone your feet, that means that you want him to make love to you.
Okay, let's back up here just a second. When you say you presented your foot to him, what does that mean exactly?
Well, the night was wearing on, and we had concluded the party, and there were 6 or 7 of us sitting in a little cave below the hotel, drinking a glass of champagne. And my godmother, the belle of the ball, was having her feet rubbed. And it was a woman who was rubbing her feet. And so I said, "Oh, Martin, rub my feet." Well, I didn't take it seriously, and I didn't certainly know that it had any implications.
So you offered your foot to the guy.
Yes.
To rub your feet, and he thought, I'm home free.
Evidently. So then after everyone leaves, and it's just my godmother and me having girl talk, she was like, "Ashley, I can't believe you did that." And so we talked about it until 6:30 this morning, like, what am I going to do and how am I going to get out of it? But everything has meaning there. It's very different. If you send yellow roses to someone, it means you're having an affair. If you send red roses, it means something else.
You're kidding. They have it all worked out that way? You can just send someone yellow roses and it means I'm having an affair?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Well, I think that when you have a culture as old as theirs, things become laden with nuance and implication and meaning over centuries and centuries. So maybe in 500 years in America, if you send someone yellow roses, it will mean you're having...
I think either way you get hit in the head with something, though. I mean, I don't think it matters, you know, if you send yellow roses or not, you know? I don't know. That's me. I'm a boob from Boston. What do I know, you know? I don't get out much. Now, I understand you're a big sports fan. Is that right?
I am a basketball nut. I love college basketball and the University of Kentucky Wildcats, and I act like such a fool. I just...
You present your feet to them, or what are we talking about here?
Oh, what an idea. I don't know if they'd get it. I don't know if they'd get it.
No, what do you mean? Like, to what level are you a fan? Are you...
Well, I basically get really excited starting sometime in September, because I know that basketball season will be arriving around the first weekend of November. I would fly around the world to go to Midnight Madness, which is when the team plays at midnight, they scrimmage one another. And I love the team. And I met Coach Pitino in an elevator. I went to Memphis for the first round of the NCAA playoffs, and I blushed like a schoolgirl and acted just foolishly around him, just embarrassed myself. And I try to send him faxes to let them know that I support them. So I understand now when people send fan mail,
it sounds like you're stalking them. It's pretty much it. That's kind of what it sounds like.
Well, just about every...
I send them faxes. I follow them on elevators.
It's true.
I travel in a plane. I stand outside their hotel. I mean, that sounds a little weird. But it helps you understand your fans. Is that right?
Absolutely. Because you have this desire. There's some sort of impetus to express yourself and let them know that they make this really neat contribution to your life, that it's a part of your life that you enjoy so much, and you admire their skill and their grace and their athleticism and all that stuff. And I don't know, I just basically act like a dork.
Oh, well, we understand. We're here to help you. That's important. Now, you're from Kentucky, so you must be, if you're a sports fan, do you get into the Kentucky Derby? Do you like that?
I love the Derby. I love the Derby. I'm also a real horsewoman.
So are you actually good at it? Can you go to horse races and actually figure out what's a good horse? Who's going to win?
Sometimes I can. I'm familiar with the lineages, because when I was in the 8th grade and I lived with my daddy for a while, we went to a lot of the horse sales, and I became familiar with the great lines. But what I think is important about going to the races is to get down to the paddock and look at the animal, and basically from a physical point of view, you compare this one to that one. Who do I think can execute the race and beat the other? And then if you know a little bit about their past performances and their preferences, if it's a turf race, they ran in the muck or whatever, you can factor those things in.
Well, guys must love you on a date. They really must, because you can go, you know what I mean, you can go to the horses. You love to go to, like, off-track betting, I bet, right? You really get into it.
If I ever had a date, I might know. But I never, anyway, we won't talk about that.
No, I think we should.
I think
that's exactly what we should talk about. I think it's very important. Why don't you have a date? What's the problem? Very attractive woman, successful. What's going on?
I don't know.
Want to grab a mochaccino after the show?
See, I think that's the thing. I have something else to do, and so it's a little bit difficult on a daily basis to make time to have a date. Plus, it's kind of occasional, if not outright rare, that I find someone that I
Well, what do you
really
look for in a guy?
Oh, you know, the usual brilliance, refinement, tenderness.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, you know what?
Good car, yeah.
Someone who loves the Lord,
Mm-hmm.
someone who is kind,
Mm-hmm.
someone who respects his mother and daddy.
Uh-oh.
And honestly, I think that the best barometer would be if someone could go with me to something kind of fancy and yet also have a wonderful time.
What do you mean, go with you to something fancy?
Well,
like,
if they
and not act goofy, not
No,
present
if
their
they
feet
can
or
enjoy
giggle
it.
in the elevator. I mean,
That stuff I don't mind. If they can be conversational and be real and down to earth
mm-hmm.
and not sort of winded by unusual circumstances, because our lives are pretty, on occasion at least, unusual.
Our meaning who?
My family.
Oh, okay.
Me,
well,
you
that
know.
okay. Yeah. Because
Hi,
you're
Elijah.
performers
I'm
and.
supposed to say hi to Elijah.
Oh,
Thank
sure.
you.
Well, because you're all performers and everything, you mean in that
Mhm.
sense, it's hard to find.
And
a
we
guy.
bounce around and we travel a lot, and we're really lucky. We always have different opportunities to do new and exciting things.
Mm-hmm.
But if a boy can go to Western Kentucky and stay with my friend Mary Tripp Reed's family for a day and have a wonderful time, he's the man for me.
Really? That's the
Mhm.
ultimate test?
Yes.
What do these people do?
Well, they're farmers.
Sounds weird.
No, they're
What kind of
farmers.
weird system do they have? You can survive here for a day, you're all right.
No, it's not like that.
Put on this weird costume, do it! We'll chase you through the woods.
I think you're misinterpreting that. I'm sorry.
It's my job to
badly.
misinterpret. It's my job to misinterpret. Well, we're just about out of time, but tell us quickly about Smoke. You're in this movie with Harvey Keitel, actor. What's the movie about?
The movie is about a bunch of people whose lives kind of revolve around a tobacco shop in Brooklyn, and Harvey's playing the shopkeep,
Mm-hmm.
and the story radiates from there, and it was a really neat. I was doing Picnic on Broadway at night,
Mm-hmm.
playing Madge, a beauty queen, and then by day playing a crack addict
Oh, my
in
God.
this movie. So it was
You're
a really...
a crack addict in this movie?
Yes.
Wow,
yes.
that is
it's
intense.
just one scene, but it was really fun to do because Ruby in Paradise was so introspective and contemplative and lyrical that to get to, in a film, just be a little bit more explosive was a really fun break.
Yeah. Well, best of luck with that.
Thank you
Smoke
so
with
much.
Harvey Keitel starts tomorrow. People can see that just about everywhere. It was very nice to meet you.
It was nice to meet you.
Take care.
Thanks
Good
for
luck.
being so sweet.
Catherine Wheel is coming right up. We'll be right back. Ashley Judd, everybody.